What it do, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 things you need to start doing to improve your trading in 2023. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, so I hope everyone had a good New Year's, good Christmas, but now we're back on the grind for 2023. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is journaling your trades. Now, this is something not a lot of people do for some reason. They just wake up every single morning. They don't know what their strategy is. They don't know what their trade plan is. They just wake up, start taking random trade signals from people they follow. They're in 10 different Discords, and they're just following trades with no clear strategy and no edge in the market. But by journaling your trades, you're going to know your statistics and know when your win rate's the highest and know what steps you're the best at. So for me personally, this is how I started out. So it's a little bit hard to see, but I kind of started out here with a bunch of, I'd print out pictures of my charts. I'd write notes of what I was doing wrong and right. I just pretty much just started doing this almost a year ago, 2 years now. I was writing down my trades, what I was doing wrong and right, my steps. I would print out pictures of my charts. I'd draw on them, figure out my risk reward, my stop loss, my take profit, everything like that. And by doing this over time, I just slowly started learning and figuring out the steps I was strongest at and when I was going wrong in my trades. And now we have good platforms like TradeZilla out there that makes these things a lot easier to figure out your statistics. And one of the best things about TradeZilla is you're able to view the option price, so you can see how high or low the option contract went. So for example, if you buy an option contract at 260, you can see the option chart and see how much you can see the average range from the option and where your stop loss should have been, where you should have cut sooner, or if you're taking profits too soon, how much potential profit you could have made in your trade if you just held a little bit longer just by following these rules. And if you don't journal your trades, you're never going to know these kinds of things, and you're just going to be left behind because all the people that journal their trades and take this serious, they all have an edge in the market and they know what they're doing wrong or right. So that's the first thing you guys need to focus on for 2023 is journaling your trades and tracking your trades and making sure you have a clear edge in the market every single day when you wake up. And the second thing you guys can do is staying consistent. I see a lot of new traders out there. They're always trying different strategies. One day they'll be using the RSI and the MACD. The week later they're using the TCM squeeze. Then 2 weeks after that they're trying to trade with supply and demand and kilos and a bunch of other random stuff in the chart. For me personally, the thing that's helped me be consistent and successful is staying consistent with my schedule and everything I do. For me in particular, I write the watch list every single night at the same time around 7 o'clock. It gives me a clear trade plan and steps to watch the next day. I wake up at the same time every morning, 5 a.m. I do the same exact thing. I'm pretty consistent, even down to the indicators I use. I've been using the 9 EMA and the VWAP, and even to the colors. The 9 EMA is always blue on my screen, and the VWAP is always blue. Now, if I was constantly moving around my screen setup and changing charts and changing a bunch of stuff where things are laid out, it's going to mess with me, and I have to readjust to seeing things on the screen. Just small things like that, keeping it consistent, and having, even small things like the book map on my screen or time and sales on my screen, always try to be in the same consistent spot on my screen. So I'm not having to readjust every single day and every single week in my trading setup. Everything's consistent. So it's a really smooth schedule. So I never really have to panic around before market open because everything's going to be exactly the same the way I left it the day before. So that's the second thing you guys need to focus on. Just staying consistent with your schedule and staying consistent with the indicators you use and the strategy you use. Now, if your strategy is not working, say you give it like 2 or 3 months and you're just not finding success with the strategy, then it might be time to move on. But people who are constantly changing strategies every 1 to 2 weeks, and especially if you don't journal your trades, there's no data to back up you not being successful. So that's why 1, journal your trades, and 2, being consistent. 3, less is more. So one common thing I see, especially within option drops, I'll see these people who are in like 4, 5, 6 different Discord servers or in different Telegrams, and they're all looking for different, secret sauce indicators, different things. They're trying to follow alerts from 10 different people at once. They're trying to do this and that, all while without having their own strategy and not knowing what works for them. Now, if you haven't noticed by now, all these things kind of build upon each other. So if you don't journal your trades and know where things are going wrong, and you don't have a clear strategy, you're not consistent, then following trades from 10 different Discord servers is probably not going to make you better as well. So I would suggest if you're in 4 or 5 Discord servers, try to narrow it down to just 1 or 2 you really like, probably really just 1, because all these people you're taking, first of all, you're paying over, $300, $400, $500 a month to follow alerts from 10 different people, which isn't really plausible. And then all these people you're following trades from, you don't know why they're taking the trade. They all have different strategies, and you're just going to be getting FOMO from following all these trades all the time. Building off of less is more. Having less indicators in your chart is probably better for you. I see lots of people have a bunch of random EMA clouds. They have the CCI stochastics on their screen, a bunch of random oscillators. Now, personally, if you know how to use them, it can work great. But if you don't even understand the basic price action, how why and how price is moving with volume and stuff like that. Having all these other oscillators and ads on your chart is not going to make you a better trader. It's going to clog you down. It's going to make things a lot harder for you to read and probably make trading more difficult than it needs to be. 4, you need to take trading seriously and try to treat it like a business. Now, I know some people, they go to school, they have part-time jobs, they do this part-time. But if you want to take this serious and become a full-time trader and make consistent income from this, you need to start taking trading seriously and do everything I mentioned beforehand. So that goes back into journaling your trades, staying consistent with your schedule, and being disciplined with your schedule and everything like that. I see a lot of people that just wake up every single day. They don't really have a plan. Their plan is to follow different alerts from 10 different Discord servers. And then they're always hopping around, leaving Discord servers. They're calling things scams. They're not getting value out of Discord servers because they're in so many. And they don't know how to find success in the right way because they don't want to get educated. If you want to do this full-time consistently and start making, and replace your full-time income with this, you need to start taking day trading like a job and realize that it's very difficult to do successfully. The statistic is out there that 99% of day traders fail, and for a good reason. Day trading is extremely difficult. If you just, you wake up, you trade for an hour, you lose money, and do the same thing every single day, you're never going to find consistency with your trading, and you're probably just going to keep on losing money over and over and keep on hopping around from Discord server to Discord server, trying to find different indicators and different sauce from different people, while you just don't want to put the work in. At the end of the day, trading comes down to you, and you try to be the most disciplined and consistent trader as possible. And if you don't have a formula and you don't have an edge in the market, following trades and not taking this seriously like a real job is never going to help you. I know for me personally, ever since I started taking it seriously and like a real job, it's definitely improved my consistency. And I found myself doing this a lot more outside of work. People think just while the market's open is where all the real work is, but really, most of the work and practice comes down to after hours. I'm writing down my watch list every single night. I'm formulating a trade plan going into the next day. I'm making videos like this one, talking about trading. Pretty much everything I do almost revolves around trading and trying to get better. So when I'm in the markets and the market's open, I can execute properly. If you don't do any of these things and you just wake up at 15 minutes before market, just follow different people, I don't really see how you can be successful doing that, and how you can treat it as a business by having to rely upon different traders giving you signals to be successful. One of the biggest things I see for new traders is they lack accountability and taking it. This also goes back to journaling your trades. If you're not journaling, you're never gonna hold yourself accountable, especially seeing big red numbers on your screen. It can be a pretty big red flag that something needs to change and you're doing things wrong. Now I see a lot of new people that come into different Discord servers. They take a loss and then they just start calling the server a scam, and they don't want to hold themselves accountable. Now, regardless of what Discord server you join and you try to follow different alerts from people, of course, trading, you're never going to have a 100% win rate. But if you're strictly following signals from different people, you're going to have a pretty low win rate. And it's never going to really work out for you if you don't want to put in the work and get the education and figure out the system that's working for you. Instead of blaming other people for your losses, because at the end of the day, you're in charge of the buy and sell. Nobody can buy and sell for you. So you have to make the decision. If you take a loss, it's your own personal fault, as nobody else's but your own. Or if you take a win, you need to look back at your trade and figure out why you won and start tracking your trades to make things better for you and hold yourself accountable at the end of the day. Every single day I go back and look at my trades. If I had a red day, I try to figure out what I did wrong. I post them in trade journals so everyone can look back at them, figure out what I did wrong. I hold myself accountable. I never try to blame anybody else for my losses, because at the end of the day, it was my decision to buy. It was my decision to sell, and nobody else can be held accountable but for my own actions. So number 5, you need to hold yourself accountable in 2023 in order to become a better and more consistent trader. Now, if you learned anything from this video, drop a like and comment below, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.